You asked for a response from Wednesday night, and you certainly got one this afternoon. A fantastic 3 points. How do you reflect on the game?
I need 2 paracetamol actually of reflecting the game. I thought we went into the game, started a 4-4-1-1. I wasn't sure if Hearts were going to be a 3-4-3. Robbie picks his teams and he changes his shape throughout the game, but I knew he was struggling with his 2 main centre half and Rowles and Halkett. So I knew at the defensive area and their defensive third that it was a great opportunity and try and capitalise on that set plays as well, because when you're looking through their team. So I went there with a 4-4-1-1. I don't think we're getting any penetration in the final third. We're given easy possession, which was then allowing runners off the backies and switches of play and diags. So we already spoke about it during the week, and I spoke about it before we went out. I said, look, if I give you a shout, I want you to change back to a 4-3-3. And we changed 10-15 minutes into the game. Instead of Joel giving his length and Isma playing off him, Isma went as a 9, Joel went as the left, and Penners went out on the right hand side. And I thought for that change, I thought we had a huge foothold in the game. I think Isma's got to score. Great. Talk about the free kick, we actually worked on it yesterday. And I think there was more than one player that was onside. They were calling for offside, but I think there was a few players onside. Christian takes composure and scores. It's a fantastic finish. And then Penners, we hit him on the counter and he squares it to Isma. I'm pretty positive Isma thinks he's going to shoot and he squares it. He's not reacted quick enough, but we're still getting Isma up to the game time. And that's important that the fans know that. The sharpness and that's not quite there. Everything else is coming along, but he's a fantastic footballer. So I think in the first half, I don't think Shamal had anything to do. Since the change of shape within the game, I think we had a good grip of the game. Controlled large portions of the first half after 15 minutes. Second half, I thought they were going to change the shape. They're definitely going to change their personnel. But they never done that straight away. So I held off with the subs because I knew Isma couldn't play Wednesday, Saturday at 90 minutes. And Penners has probably not played enough football to play more than 45, 50, 60 minutes, and Isma's probably played too much football to play over 45, 60 minutes. So it was always going to be the change of shape. Big Guthrie went on. I think he gives us something different up there. I think it helps Joel out because the 2 centre halves are then worried about the size and the height and the aggression of Guthrie. I thought Joel on the left was magnificent today. I thought he was magnificent, and I thought Dillon at times today was fantastic on the ball. So we changed the personnel, and then going into the game a wee bit later on, I think it was every one of the midfielders was on a yellow card. And I was tempted. I don't like changing midfield areas because you can lose the flow of the game, or your spacing, your distances aren't quite right because you've just come onto the park, and that can go against you sometimes. So I got wee Stephen there. They told him to play a wee bit higher, drop pats back, and wee Steph's game's all about tackles and turnovers. So if anybody was getting a second yellow, it was probably Steph through his tenacity. And if he wasn't tackling because he had to hold back, it probably takes a wee bit of Steph's game away. So spoke to Steph. I think somebody was down injured. I think it was maybe Joel. It was maybe Ayo's head knock. Spoke to Steph and said, look, a couple of minutes, go to take you off. Is that no problem? And managed to get wee Stephen on. He goes on the park. He's fantastic set play delivery, and he whips an unbelievable ball in for Big Guthrie. And honestly, do you know what? I was just so happy I seen a diving header. It's not been years since I've had a striker that will go and stick his head in the end of something in terms of a diving header into the box. It's a dying breed. It's a dying art. So happy with that. Obviously he's offside, but Craig makes a save anyway. But fantastic delivery for Stephen. Good movement for Guthrie. And then Craig Gordon's pulled off 2 really top class saves in the second half. One for Pittman, top corner, keeper's right, and then he pulls off an incredible save for Guthrie. So that one goes in with Guthrie. He's 2-2. But probably maybe I've sold him if the window was still open. I was just really happy. I think we were due the fans a performance. I think the second half at Aberdeen was very poor. First half was very good. First half at Dundee United here was very poor, wasn't great. Second half was very good. And then today, do you know what? We managed to put those 2 halves together, and I thought the boys were fantastic. We've got to take huge credit. And we're in a good position, aren't we? We're in a good position. If we can, I said to him, see if we came away today with a point or no points, but with that performance, I'd shake every one of your hands. Because today for me, yeah, we want the points, but today for me the performance was very important, and I mean the performance over the 90 minutes, no a half of football, no 45, no 30 minutes. So I think the performance was very, very important today, and I think we got that today. And tying that in with the clean sheet, I think we're always going to make chances because we're very, very creative going forward. We've got good options in the forward areas. I think the boys deserve huge credit. Huge credit. I thought they were fantastic, Cal.
You could see what it meant to everyone at the end. You know, that's now 9 points from the first 6 games in the league, and it ends a run of 3 defeats on the bounce as well. So, you know, that win going forward could be extremely important. It could be extremely important as the weeks go on.
Positivity, Cal.
I know. Well, it could be more as well, as you mentioned. You know, we get that clean sheet, and it could be, you know, 2, potentially 3 now. Could potentially be 2 or 3 now as well.
I do get where you're coming from. I get that. As a fan, you probably look at it like that, but see me as an individual, I'll always take it one game at a time. Honestly, Brian for the BBC, last 3 games, then it could be into 4 games, then you go to Parkhead, it could be. I honestly don't read into it. I promise you. I take every game in isolation. Spoke about it before. We won 12 games of football, finished top 6, got to a cup final. Again, that's cup, but 12 league games of football, and it was what a season you've had. Put that into context, there's going to be a lot more lows and highs over the course of a season. So I try and just I coach on an individual basis and a game basis. But I get as a fan, you probably look at that stats and that data. But I try not to let that external pressure or that external noise come into the building, because if you're sitting going into games going, oh God, it's no 1 for 4 or no 1 in 5, I think you've got a different mindset in the building. So we kind of come in, look at the analysis the day after. Obviously we're Saturday this week, we'll look at it on Monday, boys are off tomorrow. And then it'll get put to bed, win, lose or draw, bang, look at your game, put it to bed, focus on the next game, which next game should be a wee bit easier surely. How many goals he scored in 2 games? Is that 14? Yeah. 13? Was it 4-0 today? 4-0, 9-0 last week, and then he's got Real Madrid. So, I think it'll be a difficult game, but do you know what? Absolutely no pressure on us. No pressure at all, and these are the first games for the new boys that have come into the squad. You look at Shamal, you look at Dylan, you look at, there's more, but you look at Big Curtis. These boys coming for League 2 football in England, and do you know what? It makes me happy when we get off the bus and we walk into Parkhead and actually realise the size and the stature of Scottish football. And do you know what? We're up there competing with that. It's massive kudos to everybody at the club.